Hey everyone, welcome to Mythology Explained. In today's video, we're going to take a look at every god in Norse mythology, covering all of the essentials. Let's get into it. Number 1. Buri. Buri was thawed from a block of salty ice by the incessant licking of the cosmic cow, Audhumbla. He was the first god to exist in Norse mythology. All other gods were descended from him. He was described as being large, fair, and powerful. Number 2. Boar. Very little is known of Boar. He was the only son of Buri, and by the giantess Bestla, he sired 3 sons, Odin, Vili, and Ve. Number 3. Odin. Known as the All-Father, Odin was the highest and the oldest of the gods. He was the god of the dead, poetry, wisdom, and war. Most of the myths that centered on him revolved around his pursuit of knowledge, wisdom, and magic, often involving extreme self-sacrifice, like when he impaled himself with his spear and hung himself from the world tree for 9 days, or when he sacrificed his eye to gain mystic visions from Mimirsbrun. With his 2 brothers, he tore apart the proto-giant Ymir and created the world, and he helped to create the first man and the first woman. He's fated to be devoured by the monstrous wolf Fenrir during Ragnarok. Numbers 4 and 5. Vili and Ve. Vili and Ve were Odin's 2 younger brothers. With Odin, they tore apart the proto-giant Ymir and created the world, helping to create the first man and the first woman. Once, when Odin was away on a long journey, they divided their absent older brother's inheritance between them, even Frigg, whom they each bedded. Number 6. Freyja. Freyja was an incredibly powerful sorceress. Only Odin could rival her in mastery of the magic arts. Along with her brother and father, she was originally one of the Vanir, a tribe of gods at war with the Aesir gods in the mythic past. She rode in a chariot pulled by huge cats. She loved gold and fine jewelry, and she was lascivious, having reportedly shared the bed of every god and elf. Many myths involve giants wanting to bed her or win her as a wife. She presided over Folkvang, where half of those slain in battle were sent. Her husband was Odd, another name for Odin, which makes her a version of the goddess Frigg, who also married Odin. Number 7. Frigg. Aside from having different names, Frigg and Freyr were nearly duplicates of each other. Frigg was married to Odin. She enjoyed the company of men, loved gold and jewelry, and was a powerful magic wielder. She could even foretell the future. Both Frigg and Freyr owned falcon feathers that allowed them to transform into birds and soar through the sky. Number 8. Frey. Frey was a fertility god, and he was strongly associated with peace, for fertility thrives where war is absent. However, Norse culture was so warlike that even gods like Frey were said to be formidable warriors. As Frey's brother, Frey is also of the Vanir. He is fated to be cut down by Surtur, the chief of the fire giants, during Ragnarok. Number 9. Njord. Njord was Freyr and Frey's father. He could control the winds, soothe the seas, and quench fire. He was also extraordinarily wealthy. Those whose livelihoods depended on the bounty of the sea were wise to invoke him, and he could bestow people with abundance. Number 10. Skadi. A giant by birth but still regarded as a member of the Aesir gods, Skadi was married to Njord, but ultimately their marriage was set up for failure. Skadi wanted to live in the mountains, and Njord wanted to live by the sea. She's commonly portrayed with either a bow or a spear. Number 11. Loki. Loki was a master of trickery and deceit, both of which landed him and extricated him from countless predicaments. Though many myths painted him more as an agent of chaos rather than as an embodiment of evil, in the end he is fated to be the chief bane of the gods by being the driving force behind Ragnarok. Boulder's death, one of the main events that heralds Ragnarok, was orchestrated by Loki. 3 of his children, known as Loki's monstrous children, were Fenrir the indomitable wolf, Jormungandr, the world serpent, and Hel, the goddess who ruled over Hell. Fenrir is fated to devour Odin, and Thor and the world serpent are fated to kill each other. Loki is fated to lead the hordes of Hell against the gods, and he and Heimdall are fated to kill each other during Ragnarok. Number 12. Boulder. Boulder was the fairest of the gods, so much so that light was said to radiate from him. His most important contribution to Norse mythology was his death, as it was one of the main events said to herald the coming of Ragnarok. And because of what his death was to usher in, he was made impervious to harm, save for mistletoe, which was deemed too innocuous to be worth securing an oath from, an oversight the gods would come to rue. For Loki tricked the blind god Hoder into impaling Boulder with a mistletoe projectile, thus setting events on the inexorable path towards the near-total destruction of Ragnarok. Number 13. Forseti. Forseti was the son of Boulder, and his heavenly hall was called Glitnir. He was the perfect arbiter. All those who came to him with legal disputes always left with them resolved. Number 14. Hod. Hod was a god known for his strength and for his blindness. He was the god who was tricked by Loki into killing Boulder with a mistletoe projectile. Number 15. Hel. Hel was a giantess, goddess, and she ruled over the underworld, which was also called Hel. She was the youngest of Loki's 3 monstrous children, meaning the world serpent and Fenrir are her 2 older siblings. Half her body was dark blue, and the other half was flesh-colored. Her personality was a dangerous mix of greed, harshness, and cruelty. In an attempt to forestall Ragnarok, the gods traveled to Hel and beseeched Hel to allow Boulder to be brought back to life. She agreed to do this, but only if everything in the universe wept for him. The gods came tantalizingly close to satisfying Hel's condition, but one giantess, commonly thought to be Loki in disguise, refused to weep. So Boulder stayed dead and Ragnarok became an inevitability. Number 16. Thor. Thor was a war god. Lightning was said to flash when he struck down an enemy, and thunder was said to boom when he rode through the sky on his chariot. Thor was the strongest god, even stronger than his father, Odin, and virtually all of his myths had to do with him giant slaying, which Thor took to with glee and enthusiasm, wielding his mighty hammer Mjolnir to devastating effect. Thor's nemesis was the world serpent, and both of them are fated to kill each other come Ragnarok. Numbers 17 and 18. Modi and Magni. Modi, Magni are Thor's 2 sons, and they each possess prophetic strength. After the flood and fire of Ragnarok subsided, Modi and Magni are among the gods who survived through to the next age. It is said they will inherit Mjolnir, Thor's hammer. Number 19. Thrud. Not much is known of Thrud, only that she is Thor's daughter and exceptionally strong. Number 20. Sif. Sif was Thor's wife and the mother of Magni and Modi. On one occasion, Loki shaved Sif's head, so he was forced by Thor to have the dwarves craft new golden hair for her. Number 21. Ul. Ul was the son of Sif and of an unknown father, making him Thor's stepson. He was a skilled and ferocious warrior and was very handsome, beautiful even. As a skier and a bowman, no other was his equal. It was wise to invoke him when locked in single combat. Number 22. Vidar. A son of Odin and called the Silent God, Vidar was blessed with incredible strength. Only Thor was stronger. He was associated with vengeance. After Odin is killed by Fenrir, it is Vidar, with the help of an indestructible leather shoe, who rips the wolf's head apart and avenges his father. Number 23. Hermod. Hermod was the god who travelled to the underworld to beseech Hel to allow Boulder to be returned to life. Number 24. Vali. Vali was brave in battle and an excellent marksman. Number 25. Tyr. The bravest god and one of the wisest gods, Tyr was a god of war. Only he was bold enough to place his hand in Fenrir's mouth while the wolf was being imprisoned beneath Asgard, for it was known that the hand placed in that fell maw would be torn off. Tyr and Garmr, the hound of hell and the foulest of beasts, are fated to kill each other come Ragnarok. Number 26. Bragi. Bragi was the god of poetry, which was called Brag, and a person skilled in Brag was called a Bragar. His wife, Idun, kept the apples that aged gods bit into to make themselves young again. Number 27. Heimdall. A paragon of vigilance, Heimdall was the sentry of Asgard. He slept less than a bird, and up to a distance of 100 leagues, his vision was perfect, by day or night. The sounds of sheep's wool and of grass growing could be heard by him. Come Ragnarok, he's fated to blow his great horn, Gjallarhorn. Heimdall and Loki are fated to kill one another during Ragnarok. Number 28. Mimir. Mimir's lineage is ambiguous, so it is impossible to discern whether he's of giant or Aesir stock. He was exceptionally wise and served as a counselor to the gods. He dwelt by Mimirsbrun, which Odin sacrificed an eye to in exchange for a drink. Mimir was one of the gods sent to the Vanir in a hostage exchange to end the Aesir-Vanir war. The Vanir decapitated Mimir, but Odin used herbs and magic to reanimate the severed head because Mimir's knowledge, wisdom, and counsel were invaluable. And that's it for this video. If you enjoy the content, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. As always, leave your video suggestions down below.